I've heard that diploma is the flagship program of UNSW College. So I'm curious, why diploma and what are the job prospects afterwards?
The diploma was set up to be a pathway into the second year of the program. So some of you might know a diploma as an international first year program. This is the type of program that will give students the skills that they need to be successful.
So let's talk about something that has been on everyone's mind lately, which is visa rules.
So really what's happening is I think the government is looking for a higher quality of student, what would align with what we would expect as well.
So they have concerns like, the children will feel homesick,
Yes.
about their mental health. So what are the facilities and aids UNSW College provide for students to aid that?
So if you engage in some of the 300 odd clubs and societies, if you're interested in soccer, if you like Harry Potter, we have a Harry Potter club, we have a chocolate appreciation society. So engaging in these societies is a great way to build your friendship networks.
We all know Australia is a very beautiful country, and experiencing the local culture is one aspect of studying abroad, which everyone wants to, explore. So
Yeah.
what are some hidden gems and events students can explore there?
Different events that go on at different times of the year. So we've just come through winter in Sydney, and one of the big festivals that we have is called Vivid, and lots of buildings are lit up all across the city. You can do tours, and I know some of our students also volunteer as guides. We have celebrating things like Diwali, we have a huge festival.
Oh, nice.
Students might like to join.
Hi everyone, welcome to our Thoughtcast. I am Shweta, and our today's guest is the head of student recruitment at UNSW College with 15 years of experience in higher education, Damien.
Hi everyone, I'm Damien, and I'm the head of student recruitment at UNSW College. It's great to have you with us today, and thanks for having me here at AECC.
Sure. It's a pleasure to have you, Damien. Hi. So I've heard that diploma is the flagship program of UNSW College. So I'm curious, why diploma and what are the job prospects afterwards?
Yeah, great question. So the diploma was introduced back in 2018, but to take a step back from that, the college was first established back in 1966 as the Institute of Languages at UNSW Sydney. So we were the first pathway provider in Australia. And we're fully owned by UNSW, so that's something that sets us apart. And UNSW, as you may know, is a top 20 ranked university in the world. So the diploma was set up to be a pathway into the second year of the program. So some of you might know a diploma as an international first year program. This is the type of program that will give students the skills that they need to be successful at university. I think particularly entering a university like UNSW, where it's such a high academic university, you really want to have the best preparation in order to do well at that kind of institution. And this is what diploma gives you. So students will study for 12 months, and they will study the same sorts of courses that they would as if they were studying in the first year of the bachelor degree, but with smaller class sizes and extra support. Once students finish that diploma, they'll enter the bachelor degree, as I said, the second year, and then from there they can move into employment in the market in Australia. UNSW is one of the top ranked universities for employability, and they provide lots of support to students in terms of getting jobs post-graduation as well.
Excellent. So we'll be discussing a lot of important points which are relevant to students who wish to pursue their studies in Australia. So let's talk about something that has been on everyone's mind lately, which is visa rules, and they are getting stricter day by day. So can you please tell us more about it, and should we be worried about it?
Yeah, so look, obviously visas are something that's very important to everybody who's planning to study in Australia. And it's true that there have been some changes to the visa requirements. I think from our side, we have definitely seen that students are still getting visas, but it's the type of student profile that is changing. So really what's happening is I think the government is looking for a higher quality of student, which is what would align with what we would expect as well. So I think the outcome of this as a whole is that the quality of education, higher education in Australia will improve as a result of these stricter visa policies. So they're really aimed at, reducing the number of non-genuine students. And I think what that will do is increase the prestige and quality of an Australian higher education. But also, there's potential for other things, like it's possible that it might improve job prospects post-graduation for those high-quality students as well.
So talking about jobs and career opportunities in Australia, so Can you give us some tips on how a student can network better to, grab these opportunities?
Yeah, that's a really great question. So I think the kinds of students that really see the best outcomes are those that engage the most in the different sorts of activities that happen on the campus. So by that I mean not just engaging with their study, but also UNSW is an amazing diverse place, 65,000 odd students. And along with that, there are something like 300 plus different social and other types of clubs. So students that engage most in those kinds of activities will generally get the best career outcomes, because we know that employers are looking not just for those the hard skills that they get from their degree, but also the soft skills. So things like being able to have a conversation like this, being able to relate to people, build networks that way. But I think at the college itself, one of the things that we do is we have our own leadership program. So students can participate in this right from their diploma commencement. And then there are things like we have a volunteering program, which is really great. And that allows students to give back to their fellow students. So one of the things that the volunteers do is that they will welcome fellow students on their commencement day. And that's really nice to see, because it allows students to give each other the tips and tricks that really set aside their differences. But also that's something great that you can put on your resume. So the difference between a student with a degree plus these extra experiences versus just the degree is really what sets you apart. I think the other thing for us is we are in Sydney, which is Australia's largest city, and it's also the business hub for the whole country, really. And most of the top 500 companies in Australia are headquartered in Sydney. So just by virtue of the fact that students are based in Sydney, it gives them more opportunities as well. But there are other programs as well, like a lot of the degrees have work integrated learning. We have a careers and employability service, and they can do things like mock interviews. They can help students to prepare a resume. We have various internship programs. So there are lots of things that students can do to make themselves more attractive to employers.
That's actually very great that you have so many extracurricular activities and clubs, and it will actually make their profile very holistic.
That's right. Yeah. So it really helps you to stand out, because I think employers these days want a really well-rounded person. Yeah,
right. That's great. So the decision of studying abroad is actually not only of a student, but it involves a very it's a very emotional thing for the whole family, and especially for parents. So they have concerns like the children will feel homesick, about their mental health. So what are the facilities and aids UNSW College provide for students to aid that?
Great question. So I think actually one of the reasons that students might choose to study at UNSW College in our diploma program is because they have things like our smaller class sizes. So in our diploma programs, we have an average class size of around 24 students. So if you think about it, I mentioned earlier, UNSW is an environment, a campus of 65,000. It's easy to get lost in the crowd. If you start with a diploma, you've got that small network of people that you can get to know quite easily. But the other thing that I would say is, in terms of things like homesickness, the best thing you can do is really get involved in different sorts of activities. So if you engage in some of the 300 odd clubs and societies, if you're interested in soccer, if you like Harry Potter, we have a Harry Potter club, we have a chocolate appreciation society, there's a South Asian student society. So engaging in these societies is a great way to build your friendship networks. And that's one of the things that can stop you from feeling homesick, because you have that network there. For students aged under 18, we have a special under 18 care and support program, which is designed to really make sure that students are safe and well looked after. And that involves regular consultations with our staff. We will make sure students stay in approved accommodation for under 18 students. And we'll conduct checks on them at various points during their study period with us. But we do also involve students in lots of different ways. So we have during the week, we have a study club, so students can get involved in the study club. So if they're feeling a bit overwhelmed, the study club is actually taught by mentors who have graduated from our program. So it's not only great because it's free. They can learn to study from one of their peers, but it showcases what students can achieve. So if you've got someone who's sitting next to you who's a mentor and you can see that they've already been successful, it's easier to imagine that you could be in that position. So, as they say, you can't be what you can't see. I can see a successful student sitting next to me, a successful graduate. Therefore, I feel, that I'm much more comfortable about my own success. We also run consultation programs for each of our courses. So a consultation is a time that teachers will set aside to work with a student or work with a group of students and make sure that they can understand the material. So those happen every week for each different class that we teach. And the students will attend these consultations and they will have the opportunity to ask their teacher anything, really. So if they didn't catch a lecture topic, maybe they didn't understand their homework, they want to know what's coming up in the exam, they can attend these consultation sessions and talk to the teacher and ask those kinds of questions.
Right, so there are so many different kind of aids, and actually keeping yourself busy and gaining as much experience as you can will actually help them in coping up the homesickness, and it will also give you so many new things. You'll also learn new things.
You learn a lot, but it gives you that sort of feeling of comfort, safety and security. And I think, a lot of parents are worried, not just about, homesickness or that sort of thing, but also how can I make sure that my son or daughter will progress? And one of the best things you can do is to participate, join the study club, go to the consultation sessions, become a volunteer. These are all great things that you can take the initiative to do. And as I mentioned, they serve you well in the long term because you can add them all to your resume.
Okay, so moving on, we all know Australia is a very beautiful country. And experiencing the local culture is one aspect of studying abroad, which everyone wants to, explore. So what are some hidden gems and events students can explore there?
So one of the things that we do at UNSW College is we actually organise some field trips or excursions around the city when students first join. And I think this is really fun because we do things like we have an Aussie slang class, so you can learn about having a barbie, which is a barbecue. And you can learn about things like beach culture. We also teach about how to stay safe on the beach. Our campus is about 5 kilometres from some of Sydney's most famous beaches, so it's very convenient for students. We also have Aussie food tasting. We do field trips out to places like the Blue Mountains that some of your students might have heard of before. Beautiful, a huge national park. But Sydney itself is quite a vibrant city and it's home to lots of different cultures. We have different events that go on at different times of the year. So we've just come through winter in Sydney, and one of the big festivals that we have is called Vivid, where it happens in the evening, every evening for about 2 months. And lots of buildings are lit up all across the city. You can do tours, and I know some of our students also volunteer as guides. And then there are also things like, we have celebrating things like Diwali. We have a huge festival.
Nice.
Students might like to join. You can also experience festivals from other cultures as well. We have a huge Chinese New Year celebration. Always lots of fun. They close down the main road, and you can join in the parade, watching the parade that they do. Lots of great activities that you can do at the weekend. Sydney is a really beautiful environment. Lots of beaches, lots of outdoor activities you can participate in, and also a great city for eating, regardless of what kind of cuisine you're interested in.
So Sydney actually celebrates all the cultures equally. And
well, I think we try, yeah. So we try to celebrate all the differences that make us, I guess, a whole.
So now we all know that Sydney is culturally very vivid and great. So lastly, can you teach us some of the Aussie slangs?
Some Aussie slang.
Yeah.
So let me think. Well, you could say, I'm going to throw a snag on the barbie. That means I'm going to put a sausage on the barbecue.
Okay.
And you might want to take an esky full of cold ones to the beach. So that means an esky is an ice box. So you might want to take your ice box of drinks to the beach.
That's cool. Thank you so much for joining us today, Damien. And it was lovely talking to you. And you gave us so much insightful things. And I think it will really help students who are looking forward to studying Australia. Thank you so much again.
Thank you. And I hope that I'll see lots of students coming to Sydney in the future.
For sure.
Thank you.